Hey everybody, it's Libby from maighstirtarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people on whose traditional lands these videos are made, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. A couple of heavy subjects this morning. Please bear with me. Love having you along. Love your comments. Keep your questions coming. I do note them down. I don't necessarily get to them straight away, but we do eventually. And entertainment only. And please be very supportive amongst this community. Using my Lightseers Tarot today, which is a little bit unusual for me for a daily reading. These are usually my family and friends cards. The reason being is I want to have a look at what's happening with the Ukraine funding. I'm not looking at what's actually happening over in Ukraine. I'm looking at this from a positive point of view. Please, 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 please. Funding for Ukraine. There's a $110 billion funding bill that's tied up in the Congress House. That is funding for Ukraine, funding for Israel, and there was a third place that I can't remember, but it's tied up in the House because the GOP are trying to tie the approval of that funding to basically the expulsion of undocumented migrants. Now, I may be wrong on that. That's just what I really get a feel of what they're after, because we don't know the full details of what they're trying to tie it to, but they are trying to tie this funding to basically undocumented migrant processing. I have no idea why a war against evil on the other side of the world has anything to do with undocumented migrants. I have absolutely no idea why, but that's what the GOP are trying to do, and that's why my heart breaks for Zelensky. He was in the US pleading for help as the previous approved funding is going to run out shortly. Apparently, he had a behind closed doors meeting with Mike Johnson. Got the feeling that it was incredibly unsatisfactory. Mike Johnson was like, la 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 la, and okay, let's see where this goes. Will President Biden, please tell me, will President Biden somehow be able to get Ukrainian, I don't care how, Ukrainian funding approved? Will President Biden be able to get Ukrainian funding approved? Now, interestingly enough, was it the State Department or the Secretary of State released figures on the intelligence the intelligence organizations estimate of Russian casualties, killed in action, wounded in action, to show that what's happening is in the Ukraine-Russian conflict is by funding Ukraine, it's the US not having to put boots on the ground to defeat Russia. Apparently the losses are 10-1 to Russia, but it's still 1 to Ukraine. And Russia is now ordering the conscription of what they call undesirables and cancelled the passports of all Russian citizens, so they can't leave Russia. It's just getting really, I still see Russian soldiers, for want of a better term, freezing to death in the cold, very similar to what they did in World War II as they're coming into winter. I saw it last year, I don't know that information has come out about that yet, but I still see that image, so I'm really wondering whether it's into the here and now. Okay, will Ukraine be able, will President Biden be able to get funding for Ukraine? 2 cards popped out. The first one is the emotions clouding the path forward, the emotions of it all, causing a tanglement into this, the snake in the grass, the vampire bat, the stinging the tail scorpion. There's emotion in regards to this that is preventing clear vision of the path forward, challenged by staying safe in the bubble against these attacks, these criticisms. Let's see where this goes. Will Biden be able to get the Lovers? Contracts, agreements, relationships, but it's an unbalanced relationship. In the past, a harsh truth giving a kick up the pants. I'm asking of Biden, spurring forward. Biden has for a while now been trying to find a way, a work around this, is what I'm getting. Is Biden going to be able to find a way forward? High Priestess. The dark, the light. He desperately wants to. I am getting a yes here, but there are secrets yet to be brought forward. Okay. Juggling, trying to bring this about in the immediate future. Compromise, financial compromise. However, externally we've got the Star of Hope and Healing, the best of democracy coming forward. Please, 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 please. Internally, yes, he is going to find a way through. Movement forward. He is going to find a way through. And here we have culmination of coming together financially, legacy, truth moving forward, a truth being packed up and moved on to calmer waters in regards to overseas. That is going to bring about a rebirth. Okay, stepping from the darkness into the light, a new beginning, where there will be this emotional joy. And this is about moving forward, working out how the bloody hell you're going to do it as you're going along, making it happen. He has options on the table that he is considering. And when I say he, I'm talking about his administration, where it's about a need. There is this ability. So he needs to just make the decision to come down off this point that he's put himself on and take the action required. Steps mean action needed to be required to set this in motion. We've got the path here. It's a need to come down off. It's a decision that he's not necessarily comfortable with, but it's about taking control. Taking control. I'm really feeling that he may make an executive decision in regards to this. I don't know if he's able to. There's something here, a roundabout executive decision. So it may not be money directly to Ukraine. What am I getting? Okay, we've got the Knight of Wands, a fast message being brought forward, which will enable to let the truth free and step over the horizon into the new day. That will bring about again another 10, an emotional fulfillment, completion, and a coming together. I'm really feeling quite in regards to this that he's going to be making some sort of executive order that is not saying the funding's going here. It may be that it's something what I'm hearing and seeing is that it will be about surplus and obsolete equipment being sent somewhere, and then that will be sent on to Ukraine, if that makes sense. I mean, what you've got to realise is that the US are basically only, so by supplying funding to places like Ukraine, Ukraine is then giving the money back to the US to purchase equipment and munitions that are surplus and obsolete to US requirements, which is then allowing the US to replace its stockpiles with new equipment that is being made in the US. It's a bit convoluted. I'm just going to ask, is Biden going to, am I on the right track with this? Yeah, you start new journey. It's going to be a karmic moment, a real pivotal moment. 2 yes cards. Is Biden going to make some sort of executive decision that will, in a convoluted way, allow what is required to be sent to Ukraine? It's not all that required. Breaks my heart that if Ukraine had got what they wanted right from the start, this conflict would have been over 12 months ago. Oh, but it's played out how it's meant to. But, okay, will Biden make some sort of executive order that will allow a convoluted supply of this equipment to Ukraine? Again, this card. I don't know that he's made the decision yet. There's a lot of emotion at play, but the emotion is clouding the path forward. Okay. 5 of Pentacles. I'm really getting that Biden doesn't want to issue executive decisions or appoint whatever they're called, because Trump, who said only a weak president would do so, issued them willy-nilly. Basically being an autocrat. The opportunity is here. Several opportunities are here. Biden needs to make this decision to get out of this protective position that he's put himself in, because it is a karmic moment where the choice is either to continue in this darkness or move forward into the light. There's a 2 of dice there. It's going to feel like a gamble either way that he goes. Heartbreak, loss, despair, anguish. This, in regards to this, I really don't know. I don't think he's made the decision yet. He's looking at all the options, but it's a very emotive subject. And his emotions, it's an emotive subject that is clouding the decision. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'm not the outcome I wanted. I'm going to leave it there. This breaks my heart. Absolutely breaks my heart about what's going on. Okay. I might read on this again next week, because I think there'll be a clearer path forward. I'll note it down for next week. Thank you for joining me. Love to you all. Take care.